Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. 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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari. 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 Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana. 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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Yamuna Tira Vanachari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everyone please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe. Jaya Radha Shyam Sundar, Radha Shyam Sundar Radhe. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai, Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Jai Prabhupada, Jai Jai Gurudev, 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 Jai Jai Gurudev. All glories to Assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. Shri Guru Gauranga Ki Jai. Thank God, Premanandi, Hare Hare Guru. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunritam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadanti. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yudapadakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parajana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Radhika Shri Vishakha Nitamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinbandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kant Radha Kant Namastute Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priya Vancha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta All together please. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Namo Vishnupada, Krishna Krishna Bhutale, Srimate Bhaktivedanta, Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi, Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi, Pashyatya Deshatari. She's this. Just a minute. He's calling me. Hare Krishna. So thank you so much for your precious time, your presence here. And because of you, I get this wonderful opportunity to discuss about this sublime message of Bhagavad Gita. So thank you so much for your presence. My gratitude to all of you. So today we have so many verses to cover. So we'll be very, very attentive. Last discussion we could do in the first verse, the first shloka of Bhagavad Gita. And the first shloka was spoken by whom? Who spoke the first verse? Dhritarashtra. Yes, Dhritarashtra Vacha. Dharma kshetre kuru kshetre samveta yuyutsava mamaka pandavasyaiva kim akurvata sanjaya. So Dhritarashtra, he asked a question. That question, what did they do? So both the armies, they are assembled on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. What did they do? So this is very obvious. No, if somebody is there on the battlefield, what will they do? They will fight, because they are assembled there for fighting. So in spite of knowing this, Dhritarashtra is asking this question: what did they do? So words and actions. No. what it is an expression of our thought, it's expression of our mind, right? Whatever is there in our mind, we express it through our words or action. So this question is very, very significant. We discussed about it. So this question is having a lot of inner meaning. Dhritarashtra is what he is thinking, what is his mindset behind this question we discussed in our last session. So the main point was he was doubtful. He was doubtful. What was the doubt? Because this battle was to be fought where? Dharmakshetra, Kurukshetra. It was holy place, a pilgrimage. So he was doubtful that due to influence of this holy place, his sons might compromise. And he never wanted a compromise. He was very much desirous of kingdom. From the very beginning, he was having a great desire to become king. Somehow he could not become king. So now he decided, if not me, my son will become king. That was his great desire. And he never wanted a compromise. So due to influence of this Dharma Kshetra, he was doubtful that his son should not compromise. And also he was fearful also, because this is a pilgrimage, holy place, and it will be favorable to the people who are pious, means Pandavas. So he was doubtful, he was fearful about the ultimate victory of his son. So many things we discussed about. He was desirous, he was doubtful, he was fearful, he was partial. Yes, so these things we discussed. So in answer to his question, now Sanjay, he is responding. And this whole chapter is a response of this question. Now Sanjay is explaining what happened there. So in this second shloka only, he is clearing his doubt that don't worry, your son is not going to compromise at any cost. And Srila Prabhupada is writing in purport that Dhritarashtra was materially blind. He was blind not only materially, not only physically he was blind, he was spiritually also blind. And similarly, his sons also, they were blind from religious point of view. They were blind. Blind means they could never had an understanding with Pandavas since very beginning of his life. So he is just telling him that don't worry, Duryodhana will never compromise. And what he did, now he is responding that Sanjay is informing that on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, just after seeing the army, the military arrangement of Pandavas, Duryodhana approached Dronacharya. Second verse. Drishtvam tu Pandavanikam vyudham Duryodanastada Acharyam upsangamya Raja Vachanam Avravid. Sanjay said, O king, after looking over the army arranged in military formation by the sons of Pandu, King Duryodhan went to his teacher and spoke the following words. So he is informing. Duryodhan is king. He has been addressed as king. So Dhritarashtra, he was feeling good. Yes, he is king. Just to satisfy, just to encourage Sanjay, he is speaking like this. He just after seeing the military arrangement of Pandavas, he went to Dronacharya. So Srila Prabhupada is writing that he was in fearful condition. Why he is going to Dronacharya? He was in fear. He was in fear because he was never expecting such a great military arrangement. He was never expecting. And seeing those army, he got fearful. And immediately he approached Dronacharya, commander-in-chief. And also Prabhupada is writing, he is a good politician. Because very diplomatically, seeing the situation, immediately he approached Guru Dronacharya. And now after approaching Guru Dronacharya, what he is saying? Third slok. Pashyetam Panduputranam Acharyam Mahatim Jamum Vyudham Drupada Putrena Tavashishyena Dhimata. Pashyetam Panduputranam. What is saying? Oh my teacher, behold the great army of the sons of Pandu, so expertly arranged by your intelligent disciple, the son of Drupad. So he's saying, just see the army. Who has arranged it? Son of Drupad. This is very significant word over here. The son of Drupad is Drishtadyumna. Drishtadyumna is the son of Drupad. He is not taking direct name of Drishtadyumna. He is saying son of Drupad. Why he is saying like this? This is what? In this section, we will see how Duryodhana, very diplomatically, he is describing the armies in the both parties. His party and the party of this Pandavas. Very diplomatically, very politically he is talking. So now here he is saying son of Drupad, Drishtadyumna. He is not using the word Drishtadyumna, he is saying son of Drupad. Why? Because Dronacharya, yes, and Drupad, they were enemy to each other. Actually, if you see the background, the history behind it, both of them studied at same school in childhood. And very soon they became intimate friends to each other. And out of a moment of affection, Drupad, because he was a prince, and Dronacharya, he was a poor Brahmana boy. So Drupad, he promised him that if I inherited the kingdom, I will give you half of the kingdom to you. That was his promise. And Dronacharya took it at heart. Yes, it was, yes, he accepted it, yes. And now, after graduation, when they went back to their life, Dronacharya, he became a householder, and he was very poor. At time, his family situation was, he was so poor that he could not even feed his son Aswathama. He couldn't, he was not having enough milk to give him, and he was very much in anxiety. So he decided to approach Drupad to remind him that you had promised that you will give me half of the kingdom. So with this desire, he went to Drupad, but Drupad's response was very different. He didn't accept it. He said, what do you say? Means, how dare you to say like this? Friendship is always with equals. Do you see your position? How can you imagine that you are my friend? Just get out from here. And Dronacharya was very, very angry. And then he decided to take revenge. And eventually, later on, Dronacharya, he became the teacher of Pandavas and Kauravas. And after educating them, he said, he asked for his Guru Dakshina. And what was Guru Dakshina? Just go and catch him. Whom? Drupad. Just catch Drupad and bring it to me. That was the Guru Dakshina. So like Duryodhana and party, they said, yes, we will go and do it. So they were given the first option, first chance. They went there, but they got defeated badly. Came back. Now Arjun, along with Pandavas, he went there. And he defeated Drupad and bound him in ropes and bring him to the feet of Dronacharya. And Dronacharya now, he took half of the kingdom and returned him alive. For a Kshatriya, defeat and leaving him alive is like death. He was very, very angry, and he was just furious. And Drupad, he performed a sacrifice just to get a son who can kill Dronacharya. And this son was Drishtadyumna. After performance of the yajna, he got this son, Drishtadyumna. So two personalities appear with that yajna. One is Drishtadyumna, another is Draupadi. So both of them appear with this yajna. And Drishtadyumna, he was entrusted to Dronacharya for his military education. Drupad sent Drishtadyumna to Dronacharya only. Go for, because he is the expert military teacher. And he was sent. And without Dronacharya, in spite of knowing this, that this is the person who is going to kill me, he is born to kill me, he gave him all education, military secrets, everything he taught. This very liberal Brahmin, he taught everything. And now this is what Duryodhana is pointing out his mistake. See, because this military arrangement, now Drishtadyumna is Pandava's side And he is the one who arranged this military force. And so nicely he arranged, Duryodhana was very much surprised with that. And the same mistake he is pointing out. See, this is your disciple. Huh? Now he is against you. Because of your leniency, because of your... See, now you trained him and he is standing against you. He's going to fight with you. So this is the mistake you have done. And Drupad name, why he took? Because he wanted to raise the anger of Dronacharya. And also he is informing that, okay, you have done this mistake. Now don't be lenient with Pandavas. Because they are again very affectionate to you. Especially Arjuna. He is one of your best friend, a best student. So don't be lenient, because this leniency will lead to defeat. So very diplomatically, he is informing the situation, the real position of Pandava's army, and at the same time he is pointing out the mistake of Dronacharya. And then again what he is saying next, fourth, Atra Shura Maheshwasa Bhima Arjuna Samayudhi Yuyudhano Viratascha Drupadascha Maharatha. Now he is saying that here in this army are many heroic bowmen equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. Great fighters like Yuyudhan, Virat and Drupad. So not only Drishtadyumna. Drishtadyumna is not a very big obstacle in the path of victory. Okay, he is there. But Duryodhana is saying there are many other, and he is using the word what? The stumbling blocks on the path of victory. And these are the stumbling blocks, Yuyudhan, Virat and Drupad, and many others. And he is comparing with whom? All these big heroic soldiers or warriors. Comparing with whom? Bhima Arjuna Samayudhi. Huh? What? Equal in fighting to Bhima and Arjuna. He is comparing other soldiers to Bhima and Arjuna because he was very much aware of the strength of Bhima and Arjuna. And Bhima and Arjuna, they are very powerful fighters. If you talk about Arjuna, he fought with Lord Shiva himself. He defeated Lord Shiva. He went to heavenly planets. He received many celestial weapons. If you go in detail, you will see very heroic personality, so many battles. Even we see the Virat or Drupad, he single-handedly defeated Drupad as well. So he was a very powerful personality. Many times he defeated to Karna. Yes. And Bhima, he was very aggressive. It was very difficult to defeat Bhima. From the very childhood, Duryodhana was trying to kill him. He was very envious to Bhima. And he was assured that if he should die, only Bhima can kill, no one else. And Bhima also, before battle only, he took 3 vows. What was those? Do you know anyone of you? You must have seen Mahabharata, right? 3 vows he took. What was those? What were those vows? Number 1, he will kill 100 sons of Dhritarashtra. 100 sons of Dhritarashtra he will kill. Second, yes? Yes. He will, yes, this is one of them, or one of the 3. One is like he will break the thighs of Duryodhana. And the third one, he will tear open the chest of Dussasana and took the blood and, yes, give it to Draupadi. She will wash her hair with that blood. This was. And he was very aggressive. And that was one reason Duryodhana was very fearful. Because, yes, so Bhima, Arjuna, he is just comparing other soldiers. They are other warriors. They are as powerful as Bhima and Arjuna. They are formidable. Yes, as formidable as Bhima and Arjuna. It is very difficult to defeat such kind of warriors. So he is giving. And he is taking another names also, like in 5th and 6th verses. Drishtaketus Chekitam Kashi Rajasya Viryavan Purjit Pintu Bhojasya Saivyasya Narapungava. There are also great heroic powerful fighters like Drishtaketu, Chekitan, Kashi Raja, Purjit, Kunti Bhoj and Shaivya. These are big personalities. Yudhamanyascha Vikranta Uttam Aujasya Viryavan Saubhadro Draupadeyasya Sarva Eva Maharatha. There are the mighty Yudhamanyu, the very powerful Uttamauja. the son of Subhadra, and the sons of Draupadi. All these warriors are great chariot fighters. Maharatha. They are known as Maharatha. These are the names, these are the warriors who are fighting on the side of Pandavas. And they are called Maharathas. Maharathas means a person who can fight with 60,000 soldiers at a time. Maharatha, Atirathas, Atirathi and Maharathi. These are the words. The segregation is so in army. So Atirathi means who can fight with 10,000 soldiers at a time. And Maharathis like 60,000 soldiers they can fight with. So these are the soldiers. And when he was speaking like this, because why he was speaking to Dronacharya? That they have really big soldiers, warriors. Don't be lenient, don't compromise. No? So he was motivating. And now, because other soldiers was around, they were hearing, so he could feel that they should not feel demoralized or demotivated. So immediately, he is now, just to handle the situation, now he started speaking about his own army. Asmakam tu vishishtaye tani bodha dvijotamam nayakamam sainyasya sangyartham tan pravimite. But for your information, O best of the Brahmanas, let me tell you about the captains who are especially qualified to lead my military force. So now he is speaking about his army. Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha Kripascha Samitinjaya Aswathama Vikarnascha Somadattistatthaivacha. Bhavan means, he's saying, there are personalities like you, Bhishma, Karna, Kripa, Aswathama, Vikarna, and the son of Somadatta called Bhurishava, who are always victorious in battle. Again, he's very diplomatic, right? He is not taking the name of Bhishma first. So anyway, these are the details, but very diplomatically, he is first praising that you are there. And Bhishma is there, because Bhishma is the superior one. He is the more powerful than Dronacharya. And he is, by age also, he is superior. But he is not taking the name of Bhishma first. Because then might be Dronacharya may not feel good. But if he is taking the name of Dronacharya, because Dronacharya is a Brahmana, so Bhishma will not mind about it. He is anyway Guru. So just to give respect, he can speak about Guru first. So he's saying, Bhavan Bhishmascha Karnascha. You are there, Bhishma is there, Karna is there. So many big personalities. All these are very powerful personalities. And what he's saying, always victorious in battle. They have always been. Even Bhishma alone, he was such a powerful personality. He was alone capable to win the battle. Alone he could have defeated Pandavas. Such a powerful personality he is. Dronacharya, very powerful. Karna, very powerful personality. I mean, all these names are like very powerful warriors. And what he is saying? Yes. So a little bit introduction Prabhupada has given over there. Vikarna is the brother of Duryodhana. He was not very important personality, but he was a little bit favorable to Pandavas. So that's why deliberately he is taking the name of Vikarna. So he should be motivated enough. He should not leave. That was one reason. Otherwise, compared to these personalities, other personalities, names mentioned over here, Vikarna was not that much qualified. But still he is taking the name of Vikarna. This is all about diplomacy. Yes. So about Karna, we know he was the half brother of Arjuna, and we know about Ashwathama. He is the son of Dronacharya, and this Kripacharya. Yes, we know about another guru like Kripacharya's twin sister. They got married with Dronacharya. So this is a little bit in small information is given over there. Anyecha bahvasura madarthe tyakta jivita nana shastra praharana sarve yuddha visharada. There are many other heroes who are prepared to lay down their lives for my sake. All of them are well equipped with different kinds of weapons, and all are experienced in military science. So not only these, many other soldiers are there, like mentioned in Prabhupada, like Jayadratha, Krutavarma, Salya. So these are the different warriors side they are with Duryodhana, right? And what he's saying, Madarthe Tyakta Jivita, they are ready to lay down their lives for me, for my sake. And Prabhupada is writing in purport that it was concluded that they are going to die because they have taken side of Duryodhana, sinful Duryodhana. So they are anyway going to die. Yes. And now one point is mentioned like Duryodhana was of course confident of his victory on account of the above mentioned combined strength of his friends. So if these kind of personalities are there, then anybody will think like, yes. So now in 10th verse, he is comparing. First he spoke about the armies of Pandavas, and then he spoke about the armies of his party, and now he is doing a comparative estimation, estimating the strength of both of the armies. What he's saying? Aparyaptam tadasmakam balam bhishma virakshitam paryaptam tu idam etesham balam bhima virakshitam. Our strength is immeasurable, and we are perfectly protected by grandfather Bhishma, whereas the strength of the Pandavas, carefully protected by Bhima, is limited. So now he is comparing. Who is the general commander is Bhishma. So Bhishma is more experienced, more powerful. In comparison to Bhishma, Bhima is nothing. Bhima is nothing. So he's saying, because my military force is under the protection of Bhishma, so it is immeasurable, unlimited. And because Bhima is a less experienced person, so his army is anyway, very much limited. So finally he concluded that he will become victorious in this battlefield. So this was the conclusion. And when he was speaking like this, glorifying Bhishma, glorifying Dronacharya, because many other soldiers are there, so they should not feel less important. In next verse, very diplomatically, what he is saying, Anyeshu Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avasthita bhishmam eva virakshantu bhavanta sarva evahi. All of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. Yes. So as of now, he was just glorifying Dronacharya and Bhishma, and totally he was dependent upon Bhishma only, because as long Bhishma is there, he was very much confident that I will be victorious. So other soldiers should not feel less important. So he said, anyway, of course he is very powerful, but he is now old. So what you should do? Standing at your strategic location, you all should protect. You all should support Bhishma. So without your support, it will be very difficult. He might get engaged at one side and the enemy can attack from other side. So you all, what you have to do? You have to protect Bhishma. So yes, the rest of the people, they also started feeling good about it. So this is, till here, we see very diplomatically, Duryodhana is speaking about the army and finally concluding that he is going to be victorious. So now here, if you see, if you compare the armies, the strength of army, soldiers, if you count, there were 7 Akshamani Sena. Akshamani, I'll tell you what exactly this is. So this is the one parameter. So 7 Akshamani Sena from Pandava side and 11 Akshamani Sena from Kaurava side. Huge difference, right? Huge difference. And also, we remember we were talking about like when Duryodhana and Arjun both went to Krishna. And Krishna just gave an option that you want me or my army. So Duryodhana grabbed this opportunity. He accepted army, Narayani Sena. And Arjuna, with same enthusiasm, he accepted Krishna. And that too, Krishna is not going to fight. So this is the military strength of Kauravas and Pandavas. So if you see from the size point of view, the army size of Kauravas is much, much bigger, just double. And if you see Akshamani means, what is mentioned here in Mahabharata, one Akshamani means, Akshoni Sena means 21,870 chariots, 21,870 elephants, 65,610 horses. One means this is 109,350 means 109,350 foot soldiers. This is one Akshani Sena, right? Such a big fight. That's what it is called, Mahabharata. So if you compare the army, definitely it is such a powerful army. And he concluded with this. Now, also, Bhishma, when he was hearing all these things, he could also understood the inner meaning or the heart of Duryodhana. So Duryodhana was having some doubt. If you see, he was doubting. He was doubting on Dronacharya. He was doubting on Bhishma. And also he was fearful. So just to give him a solace, just to give him some kind of happiness, now Pitama Bhishma, what he is doing? Tasya sanjanayan harsham kuru vriddha pitamaha singhanadam vinadyoche sankham dadma pratapavan. Then Bhishma, the great valiant grandsire of the Kuru dynasty, the grandfather of the fighters, blew his conch shell very loudly, making a sound like the roar of a lion, giving Duryodhana joy. So now the youth is started. This fight is going to be started. So before that, what is happening? They are announcing. So by blowing their conch shells, they are announcing the battle now. So when Pitama Bhishma, he blew his conch shell, it was such a roaring sound that it gave some kind of happiness to Duryodhana. He felt very happy. So he was giving a message. What is the message behind this? First of all, he is just giving a message that don't worry. I am from your side and I am going to give my best. I am going to fight. I am not going to compromise. That was one message. Yes, because he was doubting. Because both of them are very much affectionate to Pandavas. So just to clear this doubt, Bhishma, he is blowing conch shell like a roaring. Lion is roaring like sound. So he felt very happy. But at the same time, Bhishma also indicating that whatever is, whatever is the strength of the army, you are not going to win. Why? He is saying he had no chance of victory in the battle because Supreme Lord Krishna was on the other side. And this conch shell is the representation of Vishnu. So by blowing conch shell, he is giving this indication that Vishnu is going to win. So now, from here onwards, we will see different signs of victory of Pandavas. Different signs. Because something is going to happen, then we can get some kind of indication. So this is one sign Bhishma is giving, that because Krishna is other side, so you are not going to win at any cost. And after that, after Bhishma blew his conch shell, many other soldiers, they started continuously blowing. Tata sankhascha veryascha paramanak gomukha sahasaivabhya hanyanta sa shabda tumlo bhavat. After that, the conch shells, drums, bugles, trumpets and horns were all suddenly sounded, and the combined sound was tumultuous. So all these musical instruments, before starting the battle, started sounding and the sound was tumultuous, roaring sound in the sky. Verse number 14. Tata sviter hayer yukte mahati syandane stito madhava pandavaschaiva divya shankho pradatmatu. On this other side, both Lord Krishna and Arjuna, stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses, sounded their transcendental conch shell. So now the other party, and this is very important verse, and we will discuss about like a few words mentioned over here. So Arjuna and Krishna, they are stationed on a great chariot drawn by white horses and sounded their transcendental conch shell. So Prabhupada is mentioning that the conch shell, Arjuna, Krishna, they blew that conch shell is transcendental. Bhishma and other, they blew the conch shell. That was not transcendental conch shell. But here a specific word is mentioned, Divyav Sankhau Pradatmatu. Divyav Sankhau means the transcendental conch shell. Yes. And also the word being used Madhava. Madhava means, this is the name of Krishna. We will see in next verse. Krishna has different names, many names, based on his action, based on his, different, millions of names is he having. So Madhava means the husband of goddess of Lakshmi, goddess of fortune, Lakshmi, Madhava. So what is mentioned here that because Krishna is Pandava's side, so goddess of fortune is there with Pandavas. Because wherever the husband is there, wife will be there only, right? So Krishna is there, Madhav is there, so goddess of fortune is by default, she is there. So this is another two signs, because Krishna's presence, that is another significance or another signs of victory. And goddess of fortune is there. And also the chariot Arjuna is using. Who gave this chariot to him? Agni Deva. If you go to the history of this, means yes, he received from Agni, this Agni Dev. And what about this chariot? What is mentioned over here? That this chariot was capable of conquering all sides wherever it was drawn over the three worlds. So this is another sign of victory. He got this chariot from Agni Dev, right? Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. Victory is always with person like the sons of Pandu, because Lord Krishna is associated with them. So these are the significance. We can note down, or we will just share them in the notes. So remember those points. Number one is transcendental conch shell. Number two, because Krishna's presence is here, and because of Krishna's presence, goddess of fortune, Lakshmi is there, and the chariot Arjuna is using, that is given by Agni Dev, that is very, very means victorious in all, wherever it goes, it is victorious. So these are the signs. Even this verse, Jayati, Jayastu Pandu Putranam Yesham Pakshe Janardana. We will hear at the end, even the same conclusion, Sanjay, after hearing this whole Bhagavad Gita, because Sanjay is also one person who is hearing this Bhagavad Gita indirectly, right? So after hearing this Bhagavad Gita, he is talking about the same message. So we'll discuss about that. Just remember these points. Panchajanya Rishikeshu Devadattam Dhananjaya Paundram Dadmo Mahashankham Bhima Karma Vrikodara. So now you will see now different names of the conch shells. Different names of the conch shells, right? Lord Krishna blew his conch shell called Panchajanya. So Panchajanya is the name of the Krishna's conch shell. Arjuna blew his Devadatta. And Bhima, the voracious eater and performer of the Herculean task, blew his terrific conch shell called Aundra. These are the different names of conch shells. And of course, there is a history behind this. So here we will take just two, like two very important words, Rishikesha and Bhima Karma Vrikodara. So Rishikesha, little bit philosophical, because we need to understand it. Rishikesha means the Lord of the senses. Like we have our senses, but Krishna is the master of all the senses. He is the controller of all the senses. So in simple terms, because we haven't discussed as of now much philosophy, In simple term, Krishna is the controller of our senses, and because of that, one name of Krishna is Rishikesh. And similarly, in this purport, we will see many names are there. No, like Madhusudan, so one who the killer of the Madhu demon, Madhusudana. Yashodanandan, Nandanandan, because he is the son of Yashoda, that's why he is known as Yashodanandan, right? And Devaki Nandan, because he is son of Devaki, that's why he is known as Devaki Nandan. So different names are there. Parth Sarthi. Parth Sarthi means because he is the chariot driver of Arjuna. Arjuna's name is Parth. So that's why his one name is Parth Sarthi. So all these names, yes, many names are there. But all these names are meaningful. Not like us. We keep any name, we don't have any meaning. And even that too, the name and the personality is totally different. But here it is not like that. The name and personality is same. So when it is Rishikesh, he is the controller of the senses. No? But Prabhupada is mentioning the Lord situated in the hearts of all living entities directs their senses, but he directs in terms of the surrender of the living entity. And in case of pure devotee, he directly controls the senses. Very important point to understand. Krishna is the controller, but he controls the senses, or he gives us direction. Let's make it more simple. He gives us direction based on our surrender level. If we are not surrendered, he will control that much only, as much we are surrendered, as much we are dedicated. So one who is a pure devotee means a person who has dedicated to Krishna. So Krishna will take full control of his life. So now Arjuna is the example, because he surrendered himself, he is dedicated. So now Arjuna, he is being controlled by Krishna. This is a little bit philosophical, we will understand, but why this point is important? Because this will help us. This will help us to understand that if we take shelter of Krishna, or if we take guidance from Krishna, better to understand this way, guidance from Krishna, guidance from Supreme Personality of Godhead, then definitely we will become victorious. Right? So he is directly controlling the sense, or controlling Arjuna. So, and few more names are mentioned. Will not take much time on that. Arjuna, one name is mentioned, Dhananjaya. Dhananjaya, one who brings wealth. So whenever Yudhishthira Maharaj doing was some kind of sacrifice, for sacrifice lots of money is required. So he used to go and collect money, getting wealth from different parts of the world. So that's why his name is Dhananjaya. And Vrikodara. Who is Vrikodara? Vrikodara means Bhima. Vrikodara means who eats a lot. So Bhima was eating a lot. But at the same time, what is mentioned, Bhima Karma. Bhima Karma means he was eating a lot, but he was doing big works. A Herculean task, which was very difficult to do. So, means somebody is eating a lot means he should perform like that. So these are the different personalities, different conscious. So very quickly we'll see 16 to 18. Ananta Vijayam Raja Kunti Putra Yudhishthira Nakula Sahadevasya Sugosham Manipushpakau Kashyascha Parameshwasa Sikhandi cha Maharatha Drishtadyumno Viratascha Satyakischa Parajita Drupado Draupadeyascha Sarvasha Pirthavipate Saubhadrascha Mahabahu Sankham Datmu Prithak Prithak. So these are the different conscious, different personalities they are blowing. King Yudhishthira, the son of Kunti, blew his conch shell, the Ananta Vijaya. And Nakul and Sahadev blew the Sughosh and Manipushpa. The great archer, the king of Kashi, the great fighter, Sikhandi, Drishtadyumna, Virat, the unconquerable Satyaki, Drupad, the son of Draupadi, and others, O king, such as the mighty armed son of Subhadra, all blew their respective conch shells. Right? Yes. So here Prabhupada is writing in purport that very tactfully Sanjaya informed Dhritarashtra that whatever plotting you have done, whatever is your plan, that is not going to be successful. You're not going to, you're going to lose. And what he is mentioning, yes, clearly indicated that whole Kuru dynasty would be killed in this great battle. He indicated the kind of fight it is going to happen, the whole Kuru dynasty will die. And you will become the cause of all this destruction. So indirectly he informed, right? The whole catastrophe was due to King Dhritarashtra because he encouraged the policy followed by his sons. Right? So Ghosho Dhaturashtranam Hridayani Vidarayat Nabhascha Prithivim Chaiva Tumulo Abhyunadayan. The blowing of these different conch shells became uproarious, vibrating both in the sky and on the earth. It shattered the hearts of the son of Dhritarashtra. Yes. So what happens? When Kaurava's party, they blew the conch shell, nothing happened. Only Duryodhana, he was feeling a bit happy. But nothing happened at the side of Pandavas. Nobody was disturbed. But when Pandava's side, especially Arjuna, Krishna, Bhima, they blew the conch shell, what is mentioned over here? Hridayani Vidarya. Their hearts were shattered. No, they got bewildered. Hearts were shattered. So this is another sign of victory. Why Pandavas were not fearful? Because Krishna was there. They were very much confident that Krishna is there. That was one reason. So it is mentioned like one who takes shelter of the Supreme Lord has nothing to fear even in the midst of the greatest calamity. This is learning point, right? So if we have Krishna, there is nothing to fear even in the greatest miseries or in the midst of greatest calamity. No? A person who has taken shelter of Krishna never fears. So we'll take the last verse. This is Atha vyavasthitan drishtva dhartarashtran kapidvaja pravritte shastra sampate dhanur udyam pandava rishikesham tada vakyam idam aha mahipate. At that time, Arjuna, the son of Pandu, seated in the chariot, bearing the flag marked with Hanuman, took up his bow and prepared to shoot his arrows. O king, after looking at the sons of Dhritarashtra drawn in military array, Arjuna then spoke to the Lord Krishna these words. So now from here, because this is the last sign we are seeing, what is mentioned in this shloka, Kapi Dhwaja, another sign of victory. Kapi Dhwaja. Kapi Dhwaja means, Kapi means Hanumanji. So Hanumanji is there with Arjuna. So Arjuna's chariot, the flag, the emblem, who is there? Hanumanji. So there is a history behind it. Once Bhima met with Hanumanji. So if you have seen Mahabharata, though he was going for a Draupadi requested for a flower, lotus flower, 100,000 petals, 1,000 petals flower. They were there at Alaknanda. And Bhima was in search of that flower. On the way, he could see one big monkey lying down. And he was on the way. And he said, just get out of this way because I have to go. So you know the discussion in short. And that monkey was Hanumanji. He said, okay, if you want to go, just cross me, or you just lift my tail and go. What is the problem? So he tried. He could not do that. He could not move an inch. Then he got to know that he was Hanumanji. So Hanumanji blessed him. He said, I will be there with you. I will be there on the flag. So when you will shout, I will also shout along with you, and will shatter the hearts of the other parties. So Hanumanji was there, and Srila Prabhupada is mentioning in the purport because Hanumanji was there with Ram, and they defeated Ravana. So wherever Ram is there, wherever Hanuman is there, so they are going to defeat the enemy. So this is the significance of this. So similarly, Ram means Krishna is Ram. So Krishna is there, Arjuna is there, Hanuman is there. So it doesn't matter.
Vishnu is also there. The moment they blow the
Vishnu is Krishna himself. Krishna himself.
That is why they are not worried.
Now we will discuss the crux of this, whatever we have discussed as of now, in few minutes. So this is what we are seeing. First section, we could see Duryodhan very diplomatically, politically, he is describing different armies, both of the armies, right? And finally he concluded that I am going to be victorious. Why? Because of the size of the army and the personalities of the soldiers, warriors in his party. Of course, they were very, very strong. Now, here what we are saying, though means These are the signs of victory. Different signs we could see. And one of the most important sign is, and everybody was aware of it, everybody was fearful of it, this especially Dhritarashtra, he was only fearful of Krishna. Because Krishna is there and he was fearful of that. Because Krishna is all auspicious. All other signs we see, that is just because of Krishna. So if Krishna is there, all auspiciousness are there. If Krishna is there, no, this is another learning I'm just going to share. If we accept Krishna, then automatically all other associates of Krishna, they are going to be with us. Ram, wherever Ram is there, Hanuman is going to be there. We need not to invite Hanuman especially, individually. When Ram is there, Hanuman is there. When Ram is there, Goddess of Fortune, Sita is there. Right? So when Krishna is there, all these auspiciousness we are seeing, that is already there. Right? And this is the point. This is one aspect. This is called Krishna aspect. And this is what decides our victory or failure in life. Either you talk about Duryodhana, you talk about Ravana, you talk about any other personalities like demonic personalities. They had very big strength. Hiranyakashipu, Ravana, Duryodhana, these are very, very powerful personalities. So much they had. But they don't have Krishna or Ram with them. They were envious of Krishna. They were envious of Ram. And because of that, they were defeated in spite of all power, all wealth, all facilities. They were defeated. They were always in anxiety and stress. And if you compare the army of Ram with Raman, who were there in the army? Monkeys. Huh? So what is the significance of this? If Lord is there, if God is there, doesn't matter whether we have that skill, we have power or not. Monkeys, in comparison to the big Rakshasas having mystic powers, monkeys are nothing. But they became victorious. Why? Because they had taken shelter of Lord Ram. Lord Ram was there with them. Similarly, we see in our life, we are dependent on so many things. We think, if I have wealth, name, fame, power, position, that will protect me. This is a general understanding, right? I mean, this is not bad. What we have to understand, all these our acharyas, they compare that whatever skills, whatever knowledge, whatever opulence we have, that is like zeros, number of zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So if you have 1,000 zeros, if you add those zeros, what will be the answer? What will be the conclusion? Zero. But if you have one with you, along with that many zeros, that will increase the value. So similarly, whatever we have in our life, if we don't put Krishna in that, then everything is going to be zero. End of the day, everything is going to be finished. Nothing we will carry with us. So we will be loser. So if we really want to succeed, we want to become victorious in our life, we have to add one, and that is Krishna. Simply. Otherwise, like we see, all these big, we are talking about Duryodhana, Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, big personalities. Such a great power they had. Big demigods, they were always fearful. If you talk about Hiranyakashipu, such a powerful personality, nobody could defeat. Even simply raising his eyebrows, all the demigods, they were feared with that. They were always bowing down in front of Hiranyakashipu. But if you see his son, Prahlad Maharaj, how old he was? What is your age? 10 years. And Prahlad Maharaj was 5 years. Yes? He was never feared. He was
his father Hiranyakashipu, such a demoniac personality, he tried to kill his 5-year-old son. He used all the ways. He could not kill. He was never in fear, always happy, always even teaching people, teaching all their classmates, small demons. He was always teaching about Krishna, never fearful. This was one reason, because he had Krishna with him and he was always very peaceful, cool, no anxiety, no stress. And ultimately, just to please his devotee, 5-year-old Prahlad Maharaj, Lord personally appeared to kill Hiranyakashipu. All these are scriptural examples to learn. If we simply take shelter of Lord, then He is going to protect us. He is going to provide us everything. It is mentioned in the scripture. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We will discuss in detail in 2nd chapter. We are part and parcel of Krishna. We are part. So just like this hand is part and parcel of body. So what is the responsibility of this hand? Fingers. What is the responsibility of this finger? Whatever is there, some food, take it to the mouth. Or just so that we can put the food into the belly. If this finger try to enjoy individually, if this finger strikes, no, I will not put food into the mouth. I will enjoy personally. What will happen? If you take a gulab jamun and just start.
Either the finger will enjoy, not the body.
Yes, true, very simple to understand. The body or the part of the body, the hands, legs, they will not get nourished. Because the process is simply you put the food into the stomach and all parts of the body will get nourished. And this is what Srimad Bhagavatam is talking about. Yatha tarvara moola nishejanena tripyanti taskanda bhujopasakha. Simply water the root. All the twigs, branches, leaves will be nourished. This is the process. Right? So simply, when you accept Krishna, accepting Krishna means the Supreme Personality who is giving us direction, how to live a better way of life. What is the purpose of life? Right? We are looking for right thing at wrong place. Or we are approaching for a right thing but with wrong approach, wrong direction. So many things. Ultimately, we want to be happy. We want a peaceful life. But that happiness, that peace, we are looking at wrong place. Or the approach we have is wrong. Right? So if we really want to make our life successful, happy, peaceful, then a very simple formula is just add Krishna in your life. Once Krishna is there with us, like Duryodhana, he didn't accept Krishna. He accepted the army of Krishna. Similarly, people outside, they want to enjoy the resources of Krishna. They want to enjoy the energy of Krishna, but they don't want Krishna. They want Lakshmi, but they don't want Lakshmi Pati. And it's very simple. If Lakshmi Pati is there, Lakshmi automatically will come. We could see here. Why to chase after? And Lakshmi is Chanchala. She will never stay at one place. No? And our hankering and lamentation will go on until the death of, till the life, till the end of our life, we will realize that, oh, I wasted my time. Ultimately, whatever we had, gone. Nothing we can take back. Whatever bank balance is there, that is going to be there. I'm using these strong words, but these are the words of scripture. And this is the reality. We have to accept it. Whatever we are learning here, it's not like just to please or just to satisfy somebody. This is what the ground reality. And as soon as we understand it and we accept it and start living a life based on the facts, we will be peaceful, we will be happy. Right? So the message here, yes, time is getting over now. Yes, so this is the learning. Only just like Arjuna, he accepted Krishna. And this is very intelligent decision. Right? Very intelligent decision. And we see the result. Sanjay, though we are going through Bhagavad Gita, fortunately we know the result, and Sanjay at the end of this Bhagavad Gita, he is saying, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Dhanurdhar, Yatra Dhanurdhar Partha, whatever you say, like Yatra Yogeshwara Krishna, Yatra Partha Dhanurdhara. Means wherever Krishna is there, and wherever person like Arjuna is there. Who is Arjuna? We all are Arjuna, right? So Arjuna means one who has taken shelter of Krishna, one who accepted Krishna in his life. So wherever Arjuna is there, wherever Krishna is there, what he is saying? Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir. Tatra means there will be, what will be? Shri. Shri means wealth, opulence. Shri Vijayo, victory. Victory will be there. Bhuti. Bhuti means strength. Different kinds of, strength means power. Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhutir. Dhruva Niti Matir Mama. This is the opinion of Sanjay after hearing Bhagavad Gita. He is saying, if Krishna is there and devotees like Arjuna is there will be victory, there will be opulence, there will be strength, and there will be morality. This is again a very big question. We will discuss later sometime. But the point here to understand is, it's very simple. To lead a happy and peaceful life is very, very simple. And this is what the missing link, which is mentioned in scripture, that we have sufficient to lead a very happy and peaceful life. Just the missing link, why we are not happy, in spite of having all such things, all these things, the missing link is this God consciousness, Krishna consciousness. Because we are going away from God, and because of that, in spite of all such development, advancement, we see chaos in society. People fighting in family. There is a fight everywhere, in family, society to society fight, country to country fight, in the name of caste, creed, color, racism. Everywhere there is a fight. And why? Because of being away from God, because of not having this God consciousness. So what is that God consciousness? Definitely we are going to learn this through Bhagavad Gita. But consciousness means, yes, God has given us some ways, some thought process. We have a loving relationship with God. Simply we have to revive that loving devotional relationship with God. And the moment we establish this relation, automatically our all relation is going to be beautiful. Simple, the same example which I said. Simply watering the root, rest everything will be taken care of. Individually we cannot go and water the branches, leaves, twigs. Even if we water, that is not going to nourish. So the process of nourishment is simply water the root. So if we simply become God conscious, that will invoke many divine qualities within us. Many divine qualities. We will become very peace, very happy. So thank you so much for it. I'll stop here. Any question if you have, whatever discussion we have, we can discuss about it. Hare Krishna.
What was the significance of Prabhupada mentioning about Bhima's diet here?
Yes.
Any relevance to us?
Yes. Bhima Karma Vrikodara. So he is mentioning, because here we are just introducing different personalities, what exactly they are, right? So, because observing the army means what is the power, character. So Bhima Karma Vrikodara. Vrikodara means, this is one of the name, as I said, because of the action or activities we get the name. So Vrikodara means one who is voracious eater, who eats a lot. But he was not simply eating, at the same time he was doing Herculean tasks. What was the task? He killed Hidimba and many other. What else? And one more demon, Vrikasur. You remember the story, like he was staying in a village in a Gyatmas period. So there was a demon, and there was a kind of rotational, or there was a kind of agreement with the village people that every day you have to send one human being along with a cart of food for me, then I will not disturb you people. Otherwise, randomly he used to come and kill anybody, and lots of chaos he was creating. So there was an agreement that I'll not do this, but you send one person every day with a cart full food. So that day, Bhima went there. And for long, Bhima was not having sufficient food. He got an opportunity, yes. He said, I'll go there, make it sure that the cart must be full. So on the way, he ate all the food. When he reached there, at the place of Brikasur, he ate all the food. And when that demon came outside, he would see, oh, the person who has come today, he himself ate all the food. He was very angry. And still the food was not finished. So when the demon approached him, he was very angry. And Bhima just eating, and with one hand he is hitting him. So such a powerful personality Bhima was. So this is all about, like, to understand, he was not an ordinary person. He was not an ordinary person. Such a powerful personality. Even in childhood only, when Duryodhana tried to kill him, poisoned him, and thrown him into the river, when he came out, he got power of 10,000 elephants. By the mercy of Vasuki. Vasuki or what? Yes. The Nagloka. He went to the Nagloka. And when he came out, so all these are just talking about the power of Bhima. Bhima was not an ordinary person. So that is the significance here. Prabhupada is, not Prabhupada, but this is mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, and he is giving explanation about it. Yes, any other question? Though I covered many shlokas today, because few of the shlokas, there was not much explanation. So I decided, because we have to keep the pace a bit faster. So 20 shlokas. Generally we don't do this much, because this is not a crash course. So still I decided to do 20 shlokas, because just names were there. And if you want to go more in detail, even these names, if you want to study about the personalities, then background history is there. So I simply took the name, and a few personalities I thought, let me discuss. A little bit I discussed about it. Okay.
Just wanted to know, in spite of all these persons telling Dhritarashtra about the power of the Pandavas, was he so obsessed about the kingdoms that he overlooked all this?
Very nice. This is what we have to understand. This is what attachment we were talking about. Desire, attachment. If somebody is very much attached, even in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, we will discuss the progression of degradation. How somebody, just because of this attachment, where from this attachment is starting, and how this attachment leads one to the degradation, to the hellish condition of life. That we will study in chapter 2. So this is one root cause of this problem. He was knowing everything. In spite of that, he was so much attached with that unwanted desire, he could not come out of it. So all these things we are going to learn. Right? So too much attachment is not good. It makes a person weak. A person too much attached with something cannot make a right decision.
You mean to say in a family itself, if you have you attached to kids and husbands, so it should not be that kind of attachment.
Again, these terms, whatever terms we are using, attachment, because people have very wrong conception about it. What is attachment? We will understand it. It's not that we don't have to take care of a family. We will learn what is real attachment, true attachment. So once we learn this, our life will become very easy. Not like people outside, attachment means, okay, detachment means you have to give up your family. No. Real attachment or real detachment means attachment to Krishna. When you understand this, that everyone and everything belongs to Krishna, it is not mine, it is Krishna's. And with this understanding, when you take care of the things and take care of the person, then you are taking care of the person and things, at the same time you are not attached with that. Getting this point?
So I understand.
I'll give you one example. For example, if you have a driver and you have a beautiful, very costly car, and your driver is driving that car and somehow he met with an accident, who will feel more pain? Car is damaged. Who will feel more pain?
I think the driver.
Why not driver? Drivers are driving every day.
The driver.
Huh?
I think the driver.
Driving or owner?
The driver.
Huh?
Because from his heart he will say he's done something wrong.
Yes,
For
of
the
course,
owner,
he will
can
feel
buy
pain.
another car.
He will feel pain, but comparatively, how much? Who will feel more pain? Owner, of course. He earned hard-earned money. He purchased a car, and driver is simply driving. He knows that this car doesn't belong to me. I'm simply a driver. It is damaged. Okay, my boss, my master will get another car. He is very rich, so he is utilizing.
What is the materialistic things like you mean?
Yeah, I'm just giving an example to understand.
Living beings.
Yes, the same thing. Though this consciousness we have to develop, we will understand. And this is not just to train the mind. This is the reality. And there are few topics we will discuss in detail and then you will understand it. But giving this simple example to understand, when you are attached with something, this is what? Attachment and anxiety proportional. I told you in last class, right? So because the owner of the car, he is too much attached with that. He is thinking that this car belongs to me. And the proportion of attachment. And similar, if it is damaged, then he will be in anxiety. But the driver, because he is not attached, he is simply using that, utilizing that. So if it is damaged, my boss will take care of it. I have to simply drive. Similarly, when we know this fact, everything belongs to God. Everything in this material world, in this world, belongs to God. He has given us, so let's utilize that the way He wants us to utilize it. And if He has taken, no one detached. You don't have to reject, but we have to understand its proper utilization, proper way of taking care of things and person. That is what Krishna consciousness we are learning. Right? Getting this point? Yeah, thank you.
Just one thing.
Yes.
I think most of people will have this question. Prabhu, just say we talk about Bhagavad Gita, the song of the Lord. Song of what Krishna spoke. तो ये जो बाकी श्लोकास है, धृतराष्ट्र से we started and Sanjay भी आएगा, तो what do we consider,
That's a very nice question. Of course, when we say song of God, the words which was spoken by Krishna, but the significance of other shlokas, like in this, what we were discussing about somebody, or we get a question that why we are talking about these personalities, Bhurishrava, Yuyutsava, so many names, why we are talking about this? And very nice question. I'll relate to one of the sloka we were reading about. Divya Shankha, the transcendental conch shell. So anything in relation to Krishna, why the conch shell, Arjuna, Bhima or Krishna is blowing, that is called transcendental. Anything which comes in contact with Krishna becomes transcendental. There is no difference in material and spiritual. Anything material, what is the difference between material and spiritual? The moment, yes. Though I'm coming to I came to the different point, but I'm just telling you, this is also very important to understand. Anything which comes in contact with Krishna, with God, that becomes transcendental.
From material space.
Yes. Right? So, this is one learning. Otherwise, if you see, I'll give you another example to understand. Remind me if I forget the question, because I came to a different point, but let me discuss this also. You know, Ganga is very special, river Ganga. So many rivers, but river Ganga is very auspicious, very pure. Why?
Just come from the heaven.
Yes?
It comes from the Shiva's.
It is coming through the lotus feet of Krishna only. First, we see here, Lord Shiva is the one who holds. But it is coming through touching the lotus feet of Vishnu, Krishna. And that's why Ganga is very special, very pure. I mean, this example is to understand that anything which comes in contact with Krishna becomes very, very special. So, whatever shlokas are being spoken over here, whoever is speaking, and everyone is now in relation to Krishna. Everyone. So this whole Bhagavad Gita, even Dhritarashtra is speaking, but this one question is giving a background to the whole Bhagavad Gita. So that is also song of God. We can understand it this way. So not only that what Krishna is speaking, but anything in relation to Krishna that is also transcendental, that is also important. And that's why we see devotees and Krishna. Not only Krishna, whatever he is doing, but devotees, the persons who are dedicated or who has accepted Krishna, they are also very important. Even Krishna gave more importance to the devotees. We will discuss gradually, it will come to us. So this is the point. So anything in relation to Krishna, that is special, that is transcendental. Yes, you were saying something.
Yeah, I was saying, she was asking, like, how do you detach? There, Arjun, when he is in a confused state, I should not fight, I don't want to fight. It's just because when in both the armies he see कि मेरे गुरु, मेरे पिता, मेरे दादा, मेरे भाई, मेरे चाचा, where the mera comes, that is the problem. If he detaches that out.
That is going to be the next session.
I
Now,
think
next
that
session.
is where Krishna detaches him
Yeah,
from
that's
that.
why saying
This attachment and detachment we will understand. The real meaning of this, how to do, this is what we are going to learn from Bhagavad Gita, right? We have to, like Arjuna now, he is into that situation. Everything is ready. Now he is going to fight. Now he is asking in next verse, we will discuss next time, he is going to say, he is giving order to Krishna. Krishna, please take my chariot in the middle of the armies so that I can see who else has come here to fight with me. So now next shloka onwards we will see how the situation is taking place. He is ready to fight, and in between the battle he got bewildered. He was not able to make decision. And this is what we will learn what is his response to this situation, and how he is coming out of this calamity, how he is coming out of this situation, taking a right decision. That is what we are going to learn through this. And this is our life only. Okay. So thank you so much for your presence. I request you all again. This is a continuous program, of course, right? Because with one class, understanding the whole concept is very difficult. Just be regular and things will get revealed. And also with this understanding that even if we don't understand the concept, the words we are reciting, the shloka we are reciting, itself it's transcendental, it's purificatory. Simply, even if you don't understand the meaning of these words, Bhagavad Gita is not an ordinary book. If you simply keep reciting these words, these shlokas every day, you will see lots of changes in yourself, lots of purification and lots of spiritual strength you will get. So, but just, yes.
Last time you made us recite, it gave a very good feeling. If not thrice, only once, if we can
We will do
recite
once.
it.
Today I was having many verses. With limited time, I thought let me just complete this. But we will do this practice. No? We will do 1 or 2 slokas, we will keep on reciting. That's very
You can
easy.
check with others if they're okay with the pace, or should we slow down?
Yes.
Because it's
The
not-
pace
I
was
think
perfect.
one thing I have in mind is as we all record this program, so we can take down this video at home again and we can just go through it again, because sometimes readings by self doesn't make you understand the meaning.
Yeah.
So if we can just go down home and just
Of course, individually we can
Individually
share
we
the
can just,
videos, so you can hear.
That's just getting. But about the pace of the class, is it fine, or should
Yeah,
we?
so for me, I think the pace was good.
Yeah, the pace was
That's
good.
Pace was
It's
good.
perfect. It's fine.
We
Yes.
should add the recitation part, right? The
We'll,
sound.
we'll add that, yes. One time at least we can recite the shlokas. That will be. And also we can send some recording of this shlokas. No, at home also you start practicing. You can start memorizing. Not now, later on you can start memorizing shlokas. So that will be really nice. Yes.
I think in the later parts you will have shlokas which need more explanation.
Yes.
So we have to not get into perfect speed. We can slow it down or sometimes make it fast. So it just depends.
Yeah, based on situation, I know today deliberately, otherwise I was supposed to cover only one section till 11, but I covered till 20 just to maintain the pace, because initial few classes I was in a different topic, so I thought let me just go quickly, and wherever discussion is required, like 14th, 15th verse, discussion is required, wherein we were talking about the Rishikesh, the Lord of the senses. So this is philosophical aspect, we need to understand it. So anyway, in our further shlokas, we will find these points we will discuss about, because understanding of this spiritual concept of philosophy is very, very important. Then we will relish these subject matters better. All right, thank you so much.
Just
So I'll request.
express our gratitude to Prabhuji by chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare.
Thank you so much. So I'll request Radhika. She is my daughter. She will sing Narsim Aarti today.
Nursing Ati?
Yes, Narsim Aarti followed by a little bit Kirtan you can do. Just come this side. If you.
You want to sit? Does she have space to sit?
She can sit there. Please be comfortable. Yes, please.
You can start.
No, you start.
Namaste Narasimhaya. Namaste Narasimhaya. Hiranyakashipo Vaksha Shiladam Kanakalaye Eko Narasimha Tarato Narasimha Yado Yado Yavitado Narasimha Bahir Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha Bahir Narasimha Hridaye Narasimha Narasimhamanim Sharanam Prapate Tava Karakamalavare Nakha Adhuta Shringa Darika Hiranyakashipu Dano Bringa Keshavarita Narahari Rupa Jai Jagadishwa Hare Jai Jagadishwa Hare Jai Jagadishwa Hare Jaya Narasimhadev 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 Jaya Narasimhadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Oh Prabhupada ki jai, Nitai Gaura Premanande jai.
Thank you so much. Someday we will organize only musical kirtan, right?
I think
We'll,
that will be fine.
I mean, we'll keep it more, like we'll do it more. So